So Ben Carson released a healthcare plan, and it's hilarious. Jeffrey Young of the Huffington Post breaks this down here. He says Carson's plan would allow people to open tax-free savings accounts. There's only one little problem with that. That's the cornerstone. That's the heart of his plan. And people can already do that. So his big idea is something you can do. What the fuck, Ben? All right, also, he says he'd bring back high-deductible insurance plans, also known as the catastrophic coverage plans. I find this one adorable. How do you put that in a plan as if it's like, brilliant idea, I figured it out. Let's bring back the high-deductible insurance plans so that you pay money every month, and then you really can't get coverage unless you're on the verge of death, and then you'll get coverage, and then you still have to pay an arm and a leg, even when you come back from the brink of death. They got rid of these plans because they were so horrific, because they didn't actually give you coverage. That's why they were scrapped. They were basically a scam. He puts in his plan, let's bring back the scam ones. Let's bring back the high-deductible ones, the catastrophic coverage. Unbelievable. All right, he also says that he wants to raise the Medicare age to 70. The thing that's hilarious about Republicans is that sometimes, I should be specific and say Republican politicians and far-right Republican politicians, what they'll do is they'll propose things that nobody likes, and they'll do it as if they're offering you a gift. As if it's like you should be excited for what they're proposing you. Same thing with Chris Christie. Chris Christie's number one at this. We're in the debates. He's like, I'm going to tell the American people like it is. I'm going to do some straight talk here. We're going bankrupt. We got to cut all of the spending that we do for you. We got to get rid of Social Security. We got to get rid of Medicare. We got to get rid of Medicaid. Got to privatize. Got to raise the retirement age. Got to do all this stuff. I'm a straight talker. I'm what the American people want. No dipshit. Have you looked at the polls? The American people totally disagree with you. And furthermore, it's not even true. What you're saying is not true. If you want to have a conversation about fiscal responsibility, let's talk about defense spending. 57% of discretionary spending is defense spending. I think you can cut there. The Iraq War has already cost over $2 trillion. By 2053, when you add up the interest, it's going to cost $7 trillion. And where's Chris Christie's, I'm a deficit hawk. Where's his fiscal responsibility on that one? Crickets, nowhere to be seen. In fact, these guys propose increasing military spending, but cutting all the programs that go to you. Because God forbid you pay taxes to your government and they give you something back, which is actually something you would like. Can't have that. And this is Ben Carson, too. He's like, I will now raise the Medicare retirement age to 70. Please, praise me for being a fantastic politician. But nobody likes that idea. And also, he says, on top of that, I'm going to cap your benefits. These guys don't even realize, or maybe they do and they don't give a shit, but this is robbing you. This is robbing you. You pay taxes. Okay, you pay taxes. So if you're paying your taxes with the understanding that X amount's going to go to Social Security, X amount's going to go to Medicare, and then they say, oh, no, you're going to pay the same amount of taxes, but I'm just going to raise the retirement age. Well, then that's like them taking that money that was supposed to go towards X and saying, I'm gonna go ahead and withhold the services for 5 more years, and then you'll get it 5 years later, and then everything's all good. But wait, I paid you enough to cover me from 65 on. Like, yeah, but no, we're not going to give you the service for 5 years. Okay, well then you're robbing me. That's exactly what you're doing. All right, more. He limits the funding to Medicaid and forces people to the private market. The whole idea of Medicaid is that there's some people, I'm in favor of a Medicare for all system, so a universal healthcare system where it's all funded via our tax dollars. What we do have is a Medicaid system where if you make below a certain level of income, you do get tax-funded healthcare, essentially. He's like, yeah, no, I'm going to kick them out into the private market also. Jackass, they can't afford it. That's why they need the Medicaid. He's like, yeah, I don't care. Private market. This is the plan he releases. This is what he releases like, here, brilliant ideas, aren't they? They're the dumbest ideas I've ever seen in my life. You're missing basic issues here. Like, you don't even understand how to start thinking about this problem. Never mind understanding the problem and then giving intelligent policy solutions. And finally, and this was a given, of course, he would fully repeal Obamacare, and that means no more pre-existing conditions coverage. So you bring back those. Health insurance companies can kick people off. Hey, I saw you had acne in the 7th grade. We don't want to give you coverage. Gone. So you can't stay on your parents' health care until you're 26 anymore. That's a wildly popular provision. Gone. No more 80% of insurance money needs to be spent on actual care. So if that's gone, well, then it could be the case that they'll go back to doing what they used to do. Like half the money, if that, goes to care, and the other half goes to overhead costs and into CEOs' pockets and all this nonsense. It's a joke. It's a joke. The Republican Party is officially a joke. And again, the thing that I can't get over is that they release this, and it's not like with humility or they're embarrassed or, it's like quiet. He releases this as if like, I did it. I released a fantastic plan. Look at the cover. And on the cover, it's a goofy picture of him smiling, all happy. Well, I'm glad you're happy, because if your plan gets implemented, nobody in America will be happy ever again.